Growing up as a child, I experienced things in my house that I could not explain. I grew up fearing these things at first, and then becoming fascinated by them. In the mid-2000s, I decided to take this fascination and put it to use by becoming a paranormal investigator in the Chicagoland area. These are my paranormal files. In March of 2007, I was contacted by Sandy Smith to possibly conduct an investigation in her home in Sandwich, Illinois. The following is a portion of the original email contact. My house is over 100 years old, and we have actually seen people and hear things a lot in this house. It never seems to be the same person. Sometimes it's people ghosts, sometimes it's orbs, and other times it's just voices. I was wondering if you could shed some light on this house. We do know that it was a doctor's house with its residents upstairs. There was a funeral home across the street, and the hospital used to be next door. It's now a nursing home. Different people have heard and seen many different types of paranormal happenings, so it isn't just us. Now, my husband is the only one who claims not to have heard or seen anything yet, but I've had my 3 children and their friends and my friends all saying they've experienced something. I just wanted to find out why they keep coming to this house. It's never been horrifying, but usually just these orbs, people and voices just hanging out. We set up an interview with the owner 1 month later. On April 28th. The information that we received was the following. The owner's son passed away on the property on December 4th of the previous year. He was 19 years old. He suffered from depression and was under treatment. There was possibly once a doctor's office in the house. There was no increase in activity since Ken's passing. Black shadow people had been seen moving on the ceiling. Occupants have been touched on shoulders. 3 apparitions of young girls have since been seen in the home, all between the ages of 13 to 16 years old. An apparition of a young girl has been seen in the computer room. She appears to be dressed in 1970s garb. A second apparition of a young girl is dressed in 1950s garb. And a final female apparition has been seen in a rocking chair, but not dated to an era. Some male voices have been heard talking near the kitchen doorway. These voices are always muffled or mumbling. What's being said can never be heard. On July 11th of the year prior, the owner's sister watched a white orb pass from the kitchen in front of her into the computer room, then continuing to illuminate the computer room. She states she felt a sense of great peace. From our research into the historical society there, the property dated back to 1844, but we believe the home was built somewhere around 1856. We discovered on January 29, 1920, Roy Slater, age 37, passed away suddenly in the home. And on December 4, 2005, the owner's son passed away in the garage located in the rear of the home. The activity at the location shortly began after the homeowner moved in over 20 years ago. There's been numerous events that have taken place in those years. 3 separate apparitions of young girls have been seen in the home. They all range between the ages of 13 to 16 years old. The first girl has been seen in the computer room by the homeowner's daughter, Crystal, dressed in 1970s garb. The second girl appears to be dressed in a 1950s era dress. The third girl cannot be dated to an era. Shadow people have been seen moving across the ceilings. Loud sounds of glass being broken and items being dropped have been heard as well. When these noises are investigated, nothing can be found. We arrived at the home at approximately 9 p.m. We were welcomed by the homeowner and her friend. We were given a brief tour of the home and the interview process began. During the tour, the owner explained to us how their Alaskan Malamute would constantly stare or bark into empty rooms, particularly the kitchen and the basement. He would not go down into the basement, but constantly stared, growled, or barked down into it. We took baseline EMF and temperature readings throughout the house and began setting up DVR equipment. After the interview was conducted, the rest of the team was briefed on the information gathered during the interview. The team split into 2 groups and began to take still pictures and to record audio. The home was very quiet. When entering the son's room, we discovered it was kept exactly how it had been the day he died. Eulogy messages filled his bedroom wall in permanent marker. Out of respect for the owner, we didn't bring up asking about the passing of her son or the details of it. The sister came to us later and explained to us that the mother found him and that he had taken his own life. We asked if he had experienced paranormal activity in the house as well. She said yes, and they had written eerie messages in blacklight marker all over the walls of his bedroom and closet. We performed a blacklight sweep and found some disturbing messages. My body may be dead, but my soul is still alive. And come and get me, Mr. Deathman, were 2 that have stuck with me to this day. The only fluctuation in the EMF field during the investigation was from a 0.01 milligauss up to a 3 milligauss in the master bedroom. The spike was a slow rise and fall. No other fluctuations in the EMF or temperatures were detected. After a total of 364 photos, 21 hours and 45 minutes of video, and another 11 hours and 47 minutes of audio, we concluded our investigation. In the review of the evidence, we came across 2 EVPs, a Class 2 EVP and a strong Class 1. The first EVP was recorded in the master bedroom of the home. We walked into the bedroom and one of the members walked up to the dresser and placed his EMF detector on it. Almost immediately after placing the EMF detector on the dresser, the EMF rose from a 0.01 milligauss to a 3 milligauss. The rise and fall were both slow. After reviewing the evidence, it was clear that the EMF detector was placed on the dresser, and then a voice of a woman who sounded scared said, "Well, I'll let you decide."
She's over here. She's over here. She's over here.
The voice was not heard during the investigation. The EVP we consider as a Class 2 EVP, as there are some variations on exactly what is being said. It is unclear who the woman is at this time and why she remains in the home. Let me know in the comments below what you think she is saying. The second EVP was recorded in the garage near the end of the investigation. Upon entering the garage, Dan and myself went to the back of the garage and stood under the staircase looking up to the second story of the garage. We began to discuss how and exactly where the suicide could have taken place. During our conversation, a loud male voice came through, and this is followed immediately by a train whistle. It is believed that the spirit used the white noise of the train whistle to come through potentially.
I'm not saying it can't be done, I'm just saying if I was going to do it that way, I'd probably cut through the hole.
Right.
Plus, you know, it's easier for somebody to find you too. Maybe it's just lonely from them.
My aunt's suffered that way.
I'm not saying it can't be done, I'm just saying if I was going to do it that way, I'd probably cut through the hole.
Right.
Plus, you know, it's easier for somebody to find you too. Maybe it's just lonely from them. I was going to do it that way, I'd probably cut through the hole.
Right.
Plus, you know,
It was believed by the investigators that it was the voice of the owner's son. One of the things of note that adds to the validity of this EVP is that at the time of the EVP, there were 3 investigators in the garage, All three had voice recorders recording at the time, yet for reasons unknown, only my voice recorder picked up this EVP. I personally took this as a message. You see, this particular EVP is very special to me. At the time of capture, I was going through a very tough time mentally and was dealing with a severe bout of depression that was in its 3rd month. There were times where the shotgun in my closet was seeming like a welcome friend. This EVP helped me overcome those thoughts of ending it. It put a fear in me that ending it that way wouldn't take the pain away like I thought it may. It made me question everything. It confirmed the existence of an afterlife for me. And because of this, I've never felt the desire to hurt myself ever again. We consider this a strong Class 1. The evidence shows that there's paranormal events taking place at this home. At the disclosure, the evidence was shared with the homeowner. It's unclear whom the woman is and why she remains in the home. When the EVP from the garage was played, it was immediately confirmed that it was the voice of her son. The activity at the home seems to be both residual and intelligent in nature. There seems to be no threats to anyone at this time. A follow-up investigation should be conducted with additional cameras placed in the garage and in the home. If a follow-up investigation is done, the homeowner, her daughters, and some of Ken's close friends should be involved in asking questions. Now knowing the hot spots, we can concentrate in those areas and hopefully attain additional evidence. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to see more episodes like this, give this video a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below. Also, if you'd like to follow up on the latest episodes, you can follow on Twitter here and/or Facebook here. Otherwise, guys, thank you, and I will catch you in the next one.